Lord knows there is not a single person in this world right now that could deny that rezero is peak and on top. Because an episode like this that just explodes on the screen is absolutely one of the most gorgeous pieces of art. Like, just to see the fight scenes and such, it was good from beginning to end. Essentially, we had the fights with Garfield and the 8-armed dude, and learning the fact that the more weapons he comes out with, the better he acknowledges you as a warrior. And then, of course, we have Al over here with Lust. Just that whole interaction is just completely hilarious. And yes, I've been on this channel stating how sus I am of Al, and I kind of can understand now in more detail why I've been sus for him, because of how much of a shadowy figure he is. But Al talks and acts as if he is from another world, just like Subaru. I don't think he is, but it would not surprise me if that was the case. If he just came out and was like, yeah, just talked to Subaru and was like, yeah, just like you, I came from Earth, real world, or whatever. But my lord, this was a non-stop, action-packed, good episode from beginning to end. And Lord knows this is exactly what rezero needs, because each episode this season just keeps escalating one after another, and especially the second half of this season. So let's get into it. Let's get over and let's talk about this stuff, because oh my lord, such a great episode. So what makes this episode great? Well, unless you're blind, I think you can understand what was really good about this episode. But let's talk about Garfield and the 8-armed dude. I'm glad that they did add in a little bit of knowledge about him, so we as the viewers are not going to sit there and be like, who's this guy? What's going on? We see that he has 8 arms, but what's his story, if you will? And all they really had to tell us was the fact that the way that he was ostracized by his own clan, yet fought back to be honored as one of the best swordsmen, and the fact that he was going against Garfield, even though he was a dead soldier, like basically someone that was dead that then brought back to life, he still held his own personality. You could tell that that personality that he had when fighting Garfield was what he had when he was alive, because he fought with honor. You saw examples of that when he knocked Garfield through multiple floors into the sewer system, and Garfield is coming too, and dude's still standing there like waiting for Garfield to get back up. It's like he could have just ended it right there if he wanted to. But no, when they went into the chamber with all the people, and Lord knows if I was one of the people, I would not be standing as close as they were to the fight. I would be on the other side of the wall. But the fact that they were sitting there watching, he goes down there. Second, he closed the hole. He didn't have to do that. He could have let them drown. I'm pretty sure that, with him being maybe an undead thing, he probably could have lived through, water and drowning and let everyone die. But no, he knew this is a fight to the finish. Close that hole up so no more water can go in. And then he sees what has happened. He sees the people, he sees Garfield trying to protect him. He sees that the people are acknowledging Garfield. And so he's like, all right, fine. And brings out all the other swords. I thought he was gonna go one by one, and as the fight progresses, keeps getting more swords out. Nah, he's like, you know what? You get upgraded from 1 sword all the way to 4 swords. So okay, congratulations. And Garfield's like, thank you, sir. Like his eyes told so much of a story every time he stared at Garfield, and every time they're in their fight, like you could just see in his eyes how powerful he was. And just at the end when he acknowledged Garfield and he's like, magnificent, ah man, I was cheering for Garfield just like everyone else. Let's not even ignore Garfield in this whole thing. The fact that he finally got over his PTSD, I mean, I don't know what to say. He felt in fear because of the way that he ended up killing the assassin girl. He even acknowledged like, yeah, you're not even real. Yeah, it's a whole mental thing. So thank God he finally got over that and was able to pull it all together and protect even him acknowledging his little bro and little sis And I was like, yes, sir. I mean, I was hyped for the whole fight. That was, unless something crazy happens for the rest of the year, that's definitely for this year thus far, a top 10 anime fight. That is definitely a contender right now because that was just done so well that you could just go back and pause in between their fights and see all the things like Garfield getting hit, the Garfield going there and taking the guy's eye out. Earlier when Garfield slashed his arm, so then when the guy was going to try to raise his arm, like his arm wasn't as responsive, so of course made him more open. The choreography in that fight was just so well done. So give it up for Garfield, give it up for the animators. They did a great job on this episode, and I gotta say, I've always been a fan of ReZero, but it's moments like this that bring even more people to be fans of this show. Now, finally, let's talk about Lust and Al. So, Lust really insinuated Al's been doing some stuff behind the scenes. Well, we know he has been. And that's why I've been so sus of him this whole time, because I'm like, he's doing something, but what he's doing, I have no idea. Now we realize she's saying that he was the one that flooded the city, and they've been trying to go around and find the witch's tomb. And the people that know where it is are those people that were the High Council, the people of the city. But they just mysteriously can't be found anywhere, as if maybe someone killed them off. It's things like that that is probably why my sus radar went off on Al, because if he did do all that, not only did he kill the High Council people, but then think of all the thousands of people that died when he flooded the city. So just so in that way he could disrupt the witches cult from obtaining whatever they wanted at that moment, kind of gave way for the heroes to get away and regroup. He definitely is sacrificing the needs of the many versus the needs of the few. And when you have someone like that, that definitely is like a very interesting moral code, that's like, huh. Now that I think about it, he really reminds me of Obito. Having the mask, and of course, as if you are a Naruto fan, Toby, how he was all like, oh, hey, but then he's like, all of a sudden, he gets serious and he's Obito. So it really reminds me of that, how when he's fighting Lust, how he made it all cutesy, all funny. She's all like, ooh, why don't you, do some things with me? And instead of him being like domineering or something, he's like, he kind of does this cutesy thing. And he's like, ooh, no, I can't do that. Ooh, woo. Oh, and it's like, really? So it did make it really funny. But then all of a sudden just chops her head off and it just blows her up. It's all these little drastic dynamics. Yeah, it definitely reminds me of Naruto, Toby, and Obito. So overall, that was just some amazing choreography, amazing fights, and amazing stuff that was done. And the whole fight with Al and Lust, and the fact that she is so perceptive. She's never met the princess, but through his mannerisms, not even looking at his face, but could kind of know what might be his type. But I just love the fact that he's like, ugh, you make me sick. And he's like, yeah, no one of this world could know what my type is. And it's like, wait, what are you trying to say there, Al? What are you trying to say? And that's one of the reasons why I was like, is he of this world? There's kind of just a joke he's trying to say. I can't tell. We need to know more about him and his backstory, but oh man, yeah, Al's a character that I could definitely grow to love if he acts like that more, and kind of, he could definitely be a character that I enjoy, except the whole drastic dynamic that could be him in killing innocent people just to get a job done. I don't know, but we shall see for the future. Pretty much for the rest of the episode, the whole merchants guys and Felt going to go get some weapon to deal with gluttony. We'll see how that goes. And the other fight with the swordsman, maybe that's probably going to be the fight next week. And probably be like I said last week, how it wouldn't surprise me if Reinhardt shows up as they're trying to attack his mother, and maybe have like a family dual fight type deal go down. And I'm wondering if she can talk as well. Shoot, if the other guy could, which I thought they couldn't talk because they're been reanimated, but he's over there talking and says magnificent. It's like, oh, maybe she has memories and can talk if the fight gets more engaging? I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. But of course, please, no spoilers. But man, what a great episode. Man, I love great episodes like this because this just fires you up for more. And we're not going to talk about the whole body shaping of Lust as her things and assets start to get bigger. It's like, oh, what's about to go down here? But anyway, make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe for more. And do not forget to hit the bell icon for future videos that be coming out. We'll definitely be going over this and other anime here this season if you haven't been watching any videos recently. In the meantime, you guys be safe. Take care, and Lord willing, I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.